Hi everybody and welcome to the predictions game week 28. Game week 28, AJ, it's moved on, isn't it?
It has. Hello everyone. Game week 28. We still one more game to go. May we add?
Yes, one more game for game week 28 still to play, and that's QPR versus Spurs. But obviously that's coming up at the weekend. It's the only game for the weekend because we've got FA Cup quarter-final week upon us. But well, let's just get into it. What a game week we've just had, really.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. Let's throw in a few names. Daniel,
225 points. The kid just keeps going on, gets stronger and stronger with form, and we'll have a look at the league table of where that puts him in a little bit later on. Danny, did absolutely fantastic. 170 points, good scoring for Danny, and he looks like he's climbing up the charts as well now.
Yeah, and
Craig came in at 140. Craig, because basically this game week 28 was a strange one, AJ, wasn't it? Because it came over Tuesday and Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
and in the first part, I made it first part on the commentary as well. On the Tuesday, he actually did fantastically well, but on the Wednesday, fell apart a little bit, but still coming in with 140, still a good score.
To be honest, ditto that for a lot of people. It was like a game of two halves, wasn't it?
It literally was, yeah.
Tuesday was nothing, and Wednesday, boom, and vice versa. Anyway, two more people to mention as well. Yourself, well done, mate.
Yeah, big performance. I'm really pleased with that, mate. 265, yeah.
Solid performance, and 1-0.
270 points,
well
absolutely.
Done, well done.
He and I are probably the star performers, but you know what I said in the commentary? We've got another Monil watch because he's that monster's rearing his head, that big points monster, and again we'll see what that's doing for him in the table as well.
He has shot up to the table.
He really has.
Yeah, so well done to everyone. So keep it up. Also, we had the predictions cup as well, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at how basically all that fits into the league table first of all, AJ, because we've just mentioned some players there. Daniel, only 80 points behind yourself now. It's getting a personal battle, isn't it?
Yep, and it is coming true. I've been saying for the last few weeks, it doesn't mean anything that big lead. You just need a big week followed up, and you gain the momentum, and look what happens. 80 points a drill.
Well, I don't know where you was on Wednesday night, but I was trying to reenact my own Jeff Stelling and the boys and Gillette Soccer Saturday, and on Wednesday night I had my laptop out, I was WhatsApp, I had all the stats out, and at one stage live, Daniel had taken the lead, and I thought, might just send an interesting, ping a message off on one of the WhatsApp group, provoke some thought. As soon as I reached my phone, a goal had gone in, which meant you got another 50 points and you regained it. Honestly, it was neck and neck all the way. But no, Daniel still second, but 80 points has really cut that gap down.
It's just a good game week, isn't it?
Absolutely. Because of the I'm third as well now, overtaking Craig, but I've half the deficit that I was on you because that Spurs 3-2 Goalfest game really sorted me out.
Yeah, I know. That was a really good call at the end of that. 150 points, I think it was.
I know, it's brilliant. It feels amazing. I don't think I've had this season a Goalfest game, but for those of you who have, and I know you have, sir, it feels great. 150 points, it's just like giving one of those hot shots as well.
Yeah, and it's worth considering when you're making those predictions. If you really want to start racking up the points, take the risk.
Absolutely.
Risk reward, you never know.
Oh, risk reward, yeah, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Who else have we got in here? Because we mentioned Mono as well. He's climbed up again, hasn't he?
He has, and memory serves me right. A couple of months ago, he was propping up the table.
Yeah.
And now he's a real high flyer. I believe he's moved up to 7th or something like that.
7th place now, just looking at it. Danny's gone right up as well into 7th place. 8th place, with his points tally, game week tally of 117, game week 28. So, so it's all still to play for though. There's some many permutations,
permutations. It's been overused, that word, over the last week. So believe me, but it is a lot of permutations.
Yeah.
Involved.
Now the cup.
Yeah. Speaking of permutations,
there is some permutations, and for you and me, matey, it was a good, solid game week because we gained qualification.
Yes and no. Good, solid game week, but I was a little bit disappointed with my form. But lucky to scrape through. I think the email also mentioned the permutations, and one of the permutations came in my favour. So
absolutely, yeah.
So good in one hand, poor form in the cup at the moment and in the league. So let's see anyway. But
I
mate.
I think also mentioned on the commentary. I think Adam went down to Mono. I think he went down to somebody else. I think on the games because on here I think Adam was playing Daniel. So minor mistake there. But just in summary, Group A, we've got Monil, we've got Tom, and now we've got Atle. Have all qualified officially through on Group A. And I did mention as well that the projected qualification was going to be 19 points. Now this is where it gets interesting. On game week 30 is the last Group Cup game. And it's now really, although they've got different opponents, it's going to be a complete shootout between Joe, who's currently qualifying space, he's holding that at 16 points, and Anton, who's just below the line on 15 points, but both still can get through.
They can get through if results pay their way. It's only 1 point difference, but I've got a sneaky feeling the goal difference might cause a bit of a problem somewhere along the line.
It's absolutely massive in Joe's favour, isn't it?
So technically that's an extra point as such, but Anton being Anton, he can cause a big swing there. He can score a huge week, and conversely Joe can lose heavily as well.
Joe's been inconsistent, hasn't he? But Anton's like the Dark Destroyer of the Grand National. He just keeps going around, jumping those fences. He's never out of it, and he can pull out like a magician does, or a rabbit out of the hat. So he's still there. He's still going to play his game, but never ride him off.
Never ride him off. But we can move on to Group B as well. Just
Group B, you've got Daniel now. Daniel and Lee head both the top spots really. 18 points. I've now gained qualification on 15 points, and then this is the interesting one. Adam's fourth, currently holding that last qualification berth on 13 points. Danny is 3 points back, but Danny's got a much better goal difference. So I'm telling you, it's still to play for that last berth, isn't it?
Oh, it's all to play for, and it's a crazy cup competition this year. We were talking about it the other day. See how well it's really proved to be, and we'll find out who gets through, and then watch out for the draw for the next round as well. So that'll be just as interesting.
And if I haven't said before, once we get all the 8 qualifying players, then basically a random draw will take place. You'll have Pot A, Pot B, and a draw. One team will come out of Pot A who will play one team out of Pot B. It's going to be random. It's going to be live as well. I can't actually say. The channels have thought about it. I think we've had B Sky B involved, BBC, but it'll be live here on your Manpower Predictions channel, so don't you worry about that. So, what have we got coming up? We've got game week 29. There's nothing this weekend, obviously, because like I said, it's FA Cup, but when it rolls around, game week 29, what's looking out there?
Oh, it's only one game for me at the end of the day. It's the Man U Spurs game.
Massive Super 6 game, as we said in tandem there. Who knows what's going to happen? United are dire at the moment, home and away, of which Arsenal are playing them in the Cup Old Trafford this weekend, Monday night.
You can't beat them now.
You never will, I know
exactly.
What you're saying. But we've got, Man United, who can call them? Spurs, Harry Kane, well, it's just Harry Kane basically. I'm sure he can do the business, but that's going to be one to call. How do you actually see that going, mate? Because we always look every week to you for advice on where we can get the points, where we can pick them up, but you need to pick them up yourself. So
I was going to say it's rich coming from me this time round. Normally I'd be a sure buy bet.
What might you be saying on that game?
Well, I was saying on this game, and I've got a little inkling, shall I say?
You've got an inkling.
I fancy a goal fest.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, put that one in the mix with the Super 6.
Well, yeah, because Man United Spurs games over the years, they both like to play their way in attractive football, and it can throw up, and it has certainly thrown up over the years, some really goal thriller games. So you might well be right there.
Yeah,
so
I fancy a 3-2 or 2-3 or
even greater, maybe a 3-3.
Yeah, I fancy goals galore, a goal fest. So put that with the mix of Super 6. How much does that come up to?
Well, yeah, I mean that would be awesome if you got that one right. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen, really.
No, of course not.
But we just go back to the league table, AJ. I mean, it really is looking tasty, isn't it? You're 5 points away from breaking the 3,000 point mark. Again, like I say, I've only got 25 point advantage over Craig, who just isn't going away there. He's doing really well. We've got a ginormous gap. Well over 300 points back to then 5th place Tom, who's heading the kind of the 600 to 700 to 800 point mark. It's really interesting. There's some battles developing, isn't there?
Oh, I mean, every single line you have a story there. At the end of the day, there is a battle. There's a permutation. Grudges being bared, and
Roald Dahl couldn't have written any better, could he?
Forget
Really?
it. Move over, J.K. Rowling. This is really the wizardry of the game. At the end of the day, predictions, pure magic.
Absolutely. So there you go. You've got a nice relaxing weekend. We'll obviously keep an eye on the QPR Spurs game. Outside of the predictions, we'll keep an eye on the FA Cup side of things, and then it's all hands to the pump. It's back to the predictions. It's game week 29 this time next week, and it's all to be done. So stay safe and get your predictions in early, and have a good weekend, guys.
Yeah, get your predictions in, because you've got to be in it to win it.
That's right, mate.